episode number we don't know.
Never do.
Nope. Welcome to the We Rock Podcast.
Where are we at today?
We're in Verona,
That sounds
New York.
Italian.
It does. There's a lot of Italians here.
There is a lot of Italians
God,
here.
there's a lot of Italians here.
Yes. People talk funny around here.
Do they talk funny around here, or do we talk funny around here now?
I still say we're the normies.
All right, welcome to the We Rock Podcast. We are live. Not live, we're recording this, but we will be live tonight. We are at MONUCON, and this one is brought to you by Batura and Girardi out of Barrie, Vermont, because they've been so gracious to let us procure their couches and table to do this. Now, we have our own booth.
We do. And the good folks at MONUCON were nice enough to provide us with our own booth, but we couldn't pass up on some couches.
Yeah, we needed couches. We needed cold beer. So we are sitting over here, probably alienating half the people around us, but don't really care. This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what we do.
It's I guess technically officially been the convention for. Let's see. I think they cut that ribbon at 11:45. It's 2:15 now, so only a handful of hours. What do you think?
Of course, the bar was set pretty high before I came in. Of course, talking to you came last year, or not last year, 5 years ago.
Yep.
And several other people, of course, talking with Joe throughout this. And Joe, he had made a point to tell me that it was his goal to make this convention set aside from others, to definitely set apart. And it is delivered. They're bottom to top, nuts to bolts. This is an awesome convention.
This is great. Oh, and
There's
man
the
himself.
man himself.
The man himself. Right here. Grab a set. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hey.
Or we will start to refer to you now as the Convention Don.
I do go by a lot of different names. I appreciate that. Gentlemen, great job. Great job.
Man, this has been great job for us. You're the one doing the work, man. This is phenomenal. So we open up with Eye of the Tiger as we come in the doors.
Got to do it.
Man.
That's a good way to get the folks walking in. I loved it.
That's right. We got to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're a fun industry. We're a craft industry.
Absolutely. And this is really cool. We've got, this is a really good displays in here. I'm sitting on a couch and there's curtains between me and a giant Statue of Liberty that I can kind of barely see over the curtains. And you got up early to put that in, right?
I was here at 3 o'clock in the morning to bring the crane in because here at the casino.
Is that what woke me up?
The casino, they wouldn't let us go through the hallways with the crane. We had a specialized piece of machinery that you guys saw to bring it in. So it was real fun. And then we started installing it around 6 o'clock.
Jeez.
So it was worth it.
No, that is a really cool piece. I'm actually glad y'all. I don't really care what it cost you. You told me what it cost you earlier, but you paying that has now saved me money because now I know that piece of equipment exists, and I was already telling you I've got a job that I need something specifically like that for.
But see, that's part of why you come to these
That
things.
is it. That's it.
Otherwise, you do not learn that.
No, and there's some cool stuff. There's some new stuff here as well that is coming out, and there's some. It's a good show.
Thank you.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Now, and of course, people that listen, they've heard you before. They know you.
Your favorite snake oil salesman right here. How you doing?
Some people love you.
I do have some fans.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
reached out privately. I do have some haters. Love the hate. Thank you. No problem.
Well, if you only knew what you were doing, it would be all right.
I know. I was thinking maybe one day I could be a successful monument guy.
I mean, if you were to get everything figured out, there's no telling what MONUCON would be then.
MONUCON's a lot of fun.
It's a blast. No, that's before you sat down. Tony asked me, since I'm a first timer here, how am I seeing it? And of course, the bar was set high before we came in, and it has delivered.
I appreciate that.
It is awesome, and it's it's not just another monument convention. There's a lot of details that have been paid attention to that really have set it apart from any regional or national convention that I've ever been to.
Thank you so much. We are trying to make MONUCON the national convention.
Yeah.
We're going to be traveling with the show boys. And we're proud to be partners with the best podcast.
Oh man, this has been awesome. Yeah,
in the monument industry.
Yeah, the highest rated monument builders podcast in the world.
It is,
as a matter of fact, in the world.
That's right.
There's none like it. No one can touch us.
That's right.
No one's better.
That's right.
So, but no, this is cool. I mean, so we're barely, and I was telling him, technically, you cut the ribbon at 11:45.
Yes, sir.
It's 2:15. So we're 3.5 hours in, and it's a great show already.
It's a great show. I just got reports from some of the vendors. Sales are a lot higher than they predicted.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And tomorrow's going to be the big day here at the show.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people who need to show up.
Well, I know that. I think actually some of the biggest issue, the only issue that I've heard of, is because of the weather. It's made it a little difficult for people to get here. And but there's 2 foot of snow on the ground now.
Oh, more than 2.
Well, okay. my tape measure's not that big, so there's only 2 foot of snow, somewhere around 2-3 foot of snow on the ground now, and it was snowing hard last night.
Yep.
And this morning.
One of the vendors here, their plane slipped off the tarmac when they landed last
Oh,
night.
wow.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So they were very delayed getting off the plane.
I wish our airplane would have slid a little bit, because whenever we came in, we had to sit on the plane for an extra 15 to 20 minutes because they didn't pull it up far enough to the gate.
Yeah, what's funny about that is they close the door, and they're checking the seal on the door so they can pull it up another 18 inches.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, man, just leave the door open and roll it forward. Just,
Yeah, we're
pump the clutch a little bit, all right? It'll be all right.
We're not worried about whether this is going to pressurize or not. Let's we're here. Let's get out. I'll walk the extra 2 foot.
Yeah,
It doesn't
look,
matter.
we can jump this. It's fine. So, but no, I mean, of course, last night was great. We got here, got to see a bunch of people I hadn't seen in a long time, and which is one of the great things about coming to the convention. The first couple of days is,
We got to smoke a great cigar.
great cigar.
An insanely good cigar.
Yep. And so hung out, kind of, said hey to those folks that you hadn't seen. Of course, you met a bunch of folks.
Yep, I'm meeting a lot of people for the first time. Then, of course, there's familiar faces
Yep.
that I'm now getting acquainted with.
Yep.
Did you meet the famous Mikey C from Supreme Memorials?
I met the famous Mikey C. Hell of a man.
Can you guys insert that clip?
Oh, yeah. We need to see
No,
what
we can,
put
because
up, yeah.
that's on right there.
Let's
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Roll tape.
For your flowers, your big fat booster.
Not for nothing, but you settled the tab with Mikey C and Supreme Memorials?
We appreciate it, but nobody asked you to do that.
Yes.
So, no, I mean, and of course, you set us up. We've got our own booth.
That's right.
We did procure Bituri's because we wanted the couches, but you just phenomenal booth set up. And if you are here and you listen or whatever, we've got koozies to hand out. So, you got one.
Yes,
So
I do.
they're available. Go over to the table and take them. I don't want to take them home.
They're great koozies.
They do hold your beer cold.
We may have a few more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't be afraid like you're taking our last one. I promise we didn't bring them all.
So at 5 o'clock, we have an open bar. It's going to last about an hour and a half. Plenty of food coming around. It's going to be a good time. Good
Awesome.
time.
It's going to be great.
That's it. If you're listening right now, buy a lot of stone. Support our exhibitors. Support the podcast guys. Just come by, say hello.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have
No,
some
and that's I know tomorrow we have plans to walk around with the camera. We also have some wireless mics.
That's right.
We're going to be hitting up a bunch of the vendors here.
That's great.
We're
We're in our Diamond Sponsor Lounge right now.
Oh, yeah.
Toro
Yeah.
and Girardi.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Now, these guys are great. They've done some work for me, and it's phenomenal.
Great work.
You don't see bad stuff come out of their shop.
See the hand pitching that they have over here. Great craftsmanship.
Well, I had them. I have a stone that they sculpted roses, hand sculpted roses, all over this piece of all steel berry that's at my shop, and then that sits on top of a sub base that's got a double OG on it, and then you've got the base underneath that, and then we're going to attach some bronze to it, and this thing's on a different level. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
So
You guys rock. We rock.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to jump off, say hello to a few people.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Well,
busy
thanks for
man,
coming
busy
on.
man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
No, thank
No
you.
worries.
No, thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on. Thanks for
y'all,
having us.
Y'all have rolled out the red carpet here for us. We're very appreciative
Well,
of
fun
the
fact,
opportunity.
the red carpet didn't show up.
Oh,
Yeah. Apparently, that was quite literally that there was going to be red carpet. Not figuratively, but literally.
We got to work on it.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
to work on it. That's for sure.
oh, that's funny.
So, but no, thank you so much for having us. Of course, I wasn't going to miss out on you. You're my boy, and I was
Good
coming
friend,
out
man.
regardless. But
Thank you.
this is top notch for sure.
Thank you so much. Tony, Austin. Jeez, what an idiot. Son of a
It's been a long day for you.
Yeah, he said he's been up since 3.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
but yeah, so we'll let the Don go and go get a nap.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
All right.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So no, this we're been a good show already, and
Oh yeah.
man, a lot of really cool things. I've obviously walked around and taken pictures of stuff, but probably not supposed to do that. But the idea is to take the pictures and talk to those folks and reach out to them about what we can do with those, and if we want to make edits for our end and order new ones or buy the ones they've got there. We do tell people, support the people that support your associations. So while this is MONUCON and we do, we heavily focus on Southern, if you're a part of Mamba or Mid-Atlantic or the Carolinas, any one of those conventions, there's the Pacific Northwest and all that, those guys, support the guys that support y'all. Y'all aren't a convention without them. Make sure that they know that you appreciate it. And that's what these things are about. So, of course, we build those relationships, and they come out and do all this, but, they also bend over backwards when you need something. Mm-hmm. So, but, no, this is good.
It takes the collective of all of us to make these continue to work, make them fulfilling for not just us as, the retailers here, but the vendors coming in. And definitely, like you said, whenever you're here, and not just at MONUCON, but any convention that you go to.
Yep.
Make a point to reach out to some of those retailers that you don't necessarily do business with.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're here supporting this, and they might have something that you have not thought about before.
Yeah.
If anything, just let it take an idea away from there. That's where a lot of the value is in coming to these conventions.
Yeah. So there's several educations this week. We've got the one this morning was financial
planning, like succession planning.
Yep. And he's a pretty cool guy.
Oh, he's a great guy, and I know a lot of people don't show up to the ones that deal with financial issues.
He was actually one of the more entertaining financial discussion guys
by far
that we've had out. So kudos to him. Mm-hmm. But it really kind of stressed the importance of, if you're a monument shop, reaching out to your financial planner guy to understand where your money is going. Not talking about how you're putting your money in for retirement, what you're doing for succession planning, how you're going to best be served with your money tax-wise.
Right.
So that was a big deal. I think we got the famous or infamous Don Calhoun, who's speaking. I was real excited to see him. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years, but he's here. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the app and show you what he's talking about, and that is tomorrow for Saturday. So Don is talking over technology and innovation.
He's before you tomorrow.
He
correct?
is before me.
Yes.
So he will be bright and early at 10 a.m. With bells on. Probably quite literally, knowing Don. But Don's such a good guy, and he's always been eager to assist people and give information on things. So that'll be a really good one. I'm talking tomorrow around 4:30 to talk about design, not necessarily creating design, but how to sell design and showing how to redo your sales setup. Will you put the mic down? Gosh, what is wrong with you?
I'm working on something.
So to talk about really adjusting the way you do your sales techniques to explain how you can start selling more custom pieces along the way. So that'll be mine tomorrow. Then you get into Sunday, and you will have Joe, the Don, talking about know your worth. So that way which is going to be real important, understanding the value of what you do. We kind of went over that with him last time he was on, and talking about understanding how you price things and the importance of what those prices are, so that you're not leaving yourself high and dry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of that stuff's all of this stuff, not just a lot of that stuff. All this stuff is about setting yourself up for success for the future and moving forward and trying to improve things for you and even making things easier. Of course, you've got the different types of vendors. So a lot of stone vendors that are here. But you've got your porcelain picture guys.
What porcelain picture guys?
Your porcelain picture guys. I mean, they're all those guys are just a dime a dozen. You can find a picture guy on any street corner, and wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree, Tanner? You can find a picture guy on any corner.
Gosh. Be top of my talking box. Like a preacher.
Now, we'd like to welcome Tanner Lewis of Porcelains Unlimited.
It is an honor, gentlemen. Great
How
to be
are
here.
you?
Good, actually.
I think we've recorded in person before.
Last time was probably case deep.
Yeah, last time may have gone a tad off the rails.
No, we got paid pretty handsomely to not air that one.
To shut up.
Yeah.
That was a sponsored event, wasn't
That was
it?
a heavily sponsored event. You got to see the car he bought his wife off of that sponsorship. It was phenomenal.
It's like 0 to 200 in 6 seconds. It's funny.
But no, man. So, of course, you were here last time.
Wonderful
Right?
show. Yeah, they kicked it off again pretty well.
Man, I mean, this is a pretty good show. I've enjoyed this one quite a bit.
Has the rest of your material showed up yet?
Actually, it hasn't.
Really?
No, but I showed up.
Oh, yeah. No,
That's it. That might be more important than the material.
You know what? I agree. I've checked twice on the dock. You know, it's a little cold down there. Snow. I'm losing my tan while I'm here. But they said it'll be here at least today or tomorrow.
Okay.
And time to set up and tear it down.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. I get my steps in walking around, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
You've been pretty mobile this convention. I've seen you from one end of the place to the other.
It's great to see everybody.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, that's the thing. We're out here. We haven't seen a lot of folks in a certain periods of time. You know, crisscrossing the country, different conventions, and that's what this is all about. It's about it's about seeing everybody, networking, and sharing the ideas, seeing what's new.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd like to get your take on it because Tony and I have definitely talked about it. And there are some people that say that it's not worth attending events like this. And, of course, Tony and I, we've made our piece with it or spoken our piece on it from the retailer side, but you're a vendor. What do you say to the people that it's not worth coming to these, that what you're paying to come here, it's not worth it?
You're missing out.
Plain and simple.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they know better because they have a computer. Let me tell you something. You don't know squat until you actually see it in person.
Well, that's kind of it. Is sometimes it's about understanding what you don't know, and understanding what you don't know is half the battle. So when you approach a situation, it doesn't mean that your answer, your solution is the only answer.
That's right.
It may not even be the best answer. It could be the best answer, but there may be another approach that works better for the scenario, and it's one that you haven't thought about. And having these networking groups allows you to have those conversations, but develop those relationships so you can come up to somebody and be like, hey, man, how would I do this? And, I've talked to you before and said, hey, this is my idea on what I'm trying to do. How do I approach this when it comes to a porcelain picture? Can this be done? And, a lot of times you say yes. Sometimes you say no. And I say, why don't we try? So
it's like you having a horse with the binders on, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You stay focused that long. You got to take those binders off to kind of see what's out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not trying to sound too biased because obviously I use your company. Yeah, from the bar down yonder.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Now, I'm not trying to sound too biased because obviously I only buy my porcelains from your company.
Thank you.
But one thing that you've done is that you've definitely set yourself apart from other porcelain providers out there, that you've come up with some innovation, some new ideas, that it's not just the run-of-the-mill, regular oval, square pictures.
Yeah, we, you know
The
what?
convention.
I saw from the very first start there was a need for something different. We were the first ones to bring the custom shapes into play. It was back in 2011 we started, squaring up where we were glazing. But the fact that we were able to change it to go all the way up to like the 96-inch panels and the things that really were just out of the box thinking, like what can we do, customize, and be more of a personalized degree? That's where we were hitting it pretty hard, and that's, I think, I'm glad that I took the binders off for that approach, right?
Yeah.
And even with the new type of pictures that we've developed, the ultra thins,
Yes.
we developed a porcelain polycarbonate to replace a lot of the steel pictures in the cemeteries. So, whoever makes them, I make them too. They end up flaking and doing things, but this allows so you don't get the rust marks for any of that, or over the period, the degradation of the environmental factors, right? So it's the innovative part of the industry. We're still very young in that, I feel. Not pun intended, but we are in the Stone Age in a way that there's a lot of room for growth.
You've heard me joke at times about getting monument guys to change is like dragging them into the 19th century. And it's just that they don't like change.
Yeah.
But change is inevitable.
You were the first to also bring technology into the porcelain.
The NFC did change a lot of things, and we've actually, there's something exciting happening right now, and we're going to be displaying it actually at the next convention where we're going to be talking more. We partnered with the National D-Day Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so using the trigger mechanism, the near-field communication, users are going to allow their phones to actually touch in any language of their choosing when they visit when they do go to Normandy, and walk through the timeline of those historic events, watching the historic videos, watching everything in their language. So, we're really want to have the experience, behind not just the marker or the plaque, but being able to interact with it now to really tell a bigger picture. We want to tell the dash between the dates, and that's where we feel we're trying to give that extra bit of user experience to. We'll see. Hopefully, we're just going to keep making it better and better.
Right, and of course, you just said you want to keep making it better and better. How far away is it from perfect to you?
Never be perfect. Here's a funny story. Back in 2017, I think it was 28. It was 20. It was Baltimore. Baltimore's are even years, I think. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
If I'm if I'm wrong, someone can correct me. I think it was 2017 timeline around there. We came out with a NFC triggered hologram connected to the
I was actually
stone.
just thinking about that. Yeah.
We had Colonel Sanders coming out. Yeah, it was insane. It was awesome. And then we had a lot of kickback saying, "Hey, you're turning a cemetery into a ghost tour." And I'm thinking, we were above already taking out, questionnaires, behavioral analysis, turning it to where, you can come back and ask a hologram. I mean, I was thinking Star Wars at that time, 10 years ahead of all this.
And actually, what I was thinking about that before you even said it was, what you've done to innovate. Some people may go, "Oh, well, that was dumb. It was never going to." Oh, do you remember whenever he made the hologram and it just didn't work or whatever? But what that does is it opens up the door for other things, and it makes you start thinking outside of the box a little bit.
Yes.
And what it does is it goes, well, maybe it's not going to be a hologram, but now that same thing can move into augmented reality,
Which we did too.
Correct.
We were turning
now you can scan that photo and be able to look at grandma,
moving,
or mom, or brother in augmented reality through your phone. Or what I like even better is, especially on those civic memorials, being able to scan something and step back and see the event that is there.
That's right.
Where you're standing. So, of course, we had AICA in Oklahoma City. We stood there at the bombing site. They have all these images and stuff like that. But if you were to have augmented reality set up, and not that you want to watch the event take place, but to be able to plug into that and hold your phone up or your tablet and be able to see where the building was at that point.
Yes. Well, just think to whenever you were standing in what was the supposed to be the water board office.
Right.
And, of course, there was a tape recorder that was going because there was a hearing going on, and it recorded the event happening.
Oh, wow.
And so whenever you walk into that recreation of that office, that plays in there. And the room is set up as it was set up, and you hear it. You hear the explosion. And, of course, they have the lights flashing, and it's a lot more than just reading about it or just seeing a static picture.
And I think we're in the infancy of it. I think with the ability that AI can recreate and repurpose
Yes.
videos and things, I honestly believe, like you say, where it's perfect. I think we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Like think of the Crazy Horse monument being built. How long it's been taken, right?
Right.
But now we can interact with that and see where it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the story of the creation, the story of it.
You'll be able to see the time lapse of it coming into existence.
Exactly. So I think we're really getting started.
Well, and it makes things so much more personable, even for like the families involved, right? If you go to the 9/11 memorial, you know, if you were able to take it so that you hover over the name of those who passed at 9/11, and not just be able to see their image, but maybe see videos and photos that the family has given.
Yes.
So that now you really have a better understanding of who that individual actually was. It's not just a name on a piece of steel. It is now something that you can tangibly relate to.
Memory lives on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can take that to a step where people are able to go understand the personality behind what we're doing,
That's
what
right.
the purpose of what we do is.
That's right.
And for the people that have had negative feedback on the technology that you're trying to bring into the memorial side, just remember throughout history, there have been people that said that the internet would be a fad. You know?
Look how that came.
Right.
Meanwhile, we're trading crypto.
Yeah.
We're trading meme coins now.
Hey man, that meme coin I got 20% off of it last week. I don't know what you're talking about.
New Sander, huh?
Yeah.
New Sander.
But you know, I mean, so like, I think I've told you, you've seen the painting inside my house, but I think I've told you about it. I've got this painting of the bonfire memorial from Texas A&M hanging over my fireplace.
Remember that.
And so it's this memorial, and it's based off of a photo that John Scott took, and I gave it to a painter friend of mine. He painted the bonfire memorial, but inside the bonfire memorial, because it sits on the site where the bonfire fell, inside of that he painted a ghost image of the bonfire inside of the memorial.
Powerful. Yeah.
And the purpose of this was not to, he didn't sell it. I've got the only one, but the whole purpose of this painting was because that's what a memorial should be. A memorial that you do, which is why I do so many custom stones, a memorial should be, you walk up to it, you see it. When you see that memorial, you see the person it's for.
That's right.
You may not directly see them, but you get a feeling of who they were.
Right.
And it could be whether it's through porcelain, through technology, or just through the art on the stone.
That's right.
There should be something that makes you go, this reminds me of them. This reminds me of that moment. This reminds me of Thanksgiving at Mom's house, right? Those things that bring up those core memories and emotions, that's what you want to hit.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good bit of what you cover tomorrow.
Maybe. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Now,
Are we going live tomorrow for that?
during his presentation,
Oh, wow. We should do that.
we could make your presentation live tomorrow.
We should do that.
Well, wait a minute. We're going to have to check with Joe on that because these people paid to be here.
Oh, that's true.
You got to.
We could record it and post it
To no one
later,
asked
but again, still with Joe's permission.
Yeah. So no,
I mean, we need some announcers, right? We can maybe call them play-by-play. You know, we can do that.
We can do. We'll see. I'm still planning on finding a big piece of cardboard and writing applause on it, so every now and then I can hold it up.
That's like everybody coming out today.
But no, this is a great show. I mean, I think there's a lot of
phenomenal
great,
show.
They
there's
got
a lot of
their
great
act
members.
together.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. I mean,
This is to me kind of the blueprint of what it should be.
I think you know what? Okay, fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I do think that others can learn from each other.
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
going into that degree.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of great takeaways from here, especially on the organization of
Yeah.
it, the onboarding of it. Now, me flying in at 3 a.m. on a snowstorm trying to get here about it. I saw Joe this morning. Like, me and you
Yeah.
gonna have a talk.
Yeah,
about this.
the weather was less than ideal, but
Let's go warmer next time.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, and it's never going to be 100% perfect, but
Right.
man, I mean, as far as like I said, a blueprint of what these things should be.
Very
Everything's
well,
been fun. Everything's been about
yes.
excitement. That's why he said it should be fun. These should be a blast. You should remember these things. And I mean, I've been doing this now 20 years. And 22 years I've been in the industry, actually, because I started in 2003. And so when you look at it, you're like, you would hear these stories of guys going to conventions, and they would tell the stories of conventions in the past. In fact, that's why I wanted to go to Italy so bad, was because the AICA guys always talked about their trip to Germany. So,
and then I get into AICA,
and you miss it.
Well, you guys want to go in March? There's a big exhibition over there.
Oh, they do a phenomenal job over there in Germany on when it comes to stonework and stuff like that. They've got a big show.
They got their tooling is I've seen is innovative.
Oh yeah, no. Those guys have to go through.
Do it right.
Yeah, they have to go through an apprenticeship to be a monument guy. So they do something different that we don't do here.
Okay.
They do it right for sure.
Yeah, I think they try to here, right? I mean, you got a lot of
yes and no, but like over here, you've got $20. You can buy a website and you can start a monument shop, right?
I get it.
Anybody can do it, and you can find any supplier to ship it to you finished.
Well, just like anybody can podcast too.
Yeah.
The bar is pretty low.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's if I can buy a microphone, we can do whatever I want. So
that's right. Again, as we've said in the past, it's our soapbox.
These are great microphones, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I hear myself.
For being again.
These are $10,000 a piece.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We're a big budget operation.
I like it.
Big budget. Can you put a number to that big budget?
About $40.
We're calling Elon over here.
Oh no! Speaking of Elon, Tony and I was having a conversation the other day, and of course, Tony and I are on the board of Southern Monument Builders, and we're talking about ways that we can save, and one of the ways that we're going to be saving is that we are ditching our printed publication because nobody reads it anyway.
Interesting.
We're going with a full digital publication that will allow, especially like on your end, since you advertise with us, you can supply us with videos, links, things like that. Yeah. So whenever it flips to your page,
how to
like,
all the web addresses and phone numbers will be clickable.
Mm-hmm.
You will be able to. You'll be able to, like, if you decide, hey, I'm going to run a special. If you buy this picture, you'll get this little coin free or whatever. We're going to give free eternal time, whatever you're going to do.
And, of course, you can customize it as much as you want because the two people that are in charge of putting this together are sitting on this couch.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear something cool?
What's up?
What Elon's doing?
What does he got going on?
How he's going to help the granite industry?
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
No joke. He's going to be launching granite into space.
I've heard about this now. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to blow your minds.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Okay. Granite, any geologist, granite can show oxidation with water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Elon has the heavy boosters to take the granite up to know, especially on the moon, if water is there and how much water is in there.
Like basically he's talking about like there will be a granite obelisk on the moon.
And
I'm down. How do I get on this team?
There'll be more. No, it's happening.
How do I get on this team to send? Look, I don't have to supply it. Can I put a chisel to it? That's it.
Do you get to put your little aluminum tag on it?
Yeah.
I'm putting the NFC tag on it.
Yeah,
that's for the alien.
I just want to carve my initials in it. Can I do that?
Yes. No.
I'll tell the alien if you need some trucking on Earth, let me know. I got you covered.
Can you put a Lewis Transport sticker on the side of that booster?
I would rather see if the alien's looking for a job. Surely, if he's capable of travels of such distances as that, he can get a CDL on Earth.
Easy, man. Easy. I'll let anybody drive now.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Now, but with us taking that digital, we're finding ways to help save the organization money. Is what we're trying to do. Trying to streamline a lot of things, and Tony and I are now the founding members of what we call DOME. The Department of Monument Efficiency.
I like it. It makes sense though, because like we were just talking about earlier, the innovation side, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So these companies have a way to digitally expose yourselves and keep things updated. I found out we were running the same ad for multiple years. Things have changed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm going back to my team. Hey, what'd you submit? Well, when I get to the convention, I look at it. It's my fault too because I'm not paying attention. But I look and I see, hey, there could have been things better, right?
Let's see what Tanner has in here.
Oh, that's the new one. I made sure.
Oh, you sure?
I learned that.
I should have brought a copy of the bulletin with me.
But it goes to show, like, a lot of companies, they're always like, this company behind us, you know, with a Tritidium. I mean, it's a new company. I've seen it. You know, so it's great exposure. They got great videos playing in their TVs behind us, and you know, that's something that could be valuable for people to understand. You know, to see it, hear it. You know, they're not touching it, not yet. They have to buy it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I mean, look, I'm thumbing through here. I was just thinking, all these guys that are out here.
This link still works.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Now this would be the.
That's cool.
Here, all right, there you go. I just sent Tony an outline, kind of what we're working with so far.
I like the page for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was just
Signal's loading, but yes.
Yeah,
I like it.
And of course, you know, no, I don't want to give this one away yet. I on each page I can trigger music to start playing, and I've got one song picked out for one individual so far.
Wailing Jennings, or where are we going?
No.
It's
a little high class. A little high class.
Very ceremonial.
Yes.
Like Cody Jenks? Where are we going?
More high class than that.
More.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
So,
No, but we've got some neat things planned with it, and
I was joking
and
about the music.
No. And we're still figuring out a good bit of it, and it's only going to get better. I know there's some people that they're very reluctant to ditch the printed publication.
Yeah.
But right now, and
It's traditional.
It's very traditional, and I'm not trying to say that throughout the years that anybody has done anything wrong. Ouch. You was trying to plug yourself in.
Oh, man, that didn't feel good.
But our current bulletin, it's printed in black and white. A lot of the ads have basically become stagnant. They've just been reruns of reruns. And we want the ability to have
It's what has been.
Yeah.
Right? And people get used to what has been.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Turns back to what we were talking about earlier.
Well, I mean, look, it's the same kind of thing I told you before. Whenever you first started coming to SMBA conventions, you know, you had a hard time with trying to pick up customers early on.
Absolutely.
And we kind of had this conversation about it, saying, you know, why aren't people buying? Well, like, these guys are so hardcore stuck in the mud at times, and I don't mean everybody, but a good chunk of folks. What ends up happening is they don't want to buy from somebody until they've seen them 3-4 times.
They fold up. Those companies, you see them here too. I mean,
yeah,
night and day companies. Next year they're not here anymore.
Yeah. And so you got to stick around for the vendors. They've got to stick around, but that's why we always say you got to support the vendors. And everybody's, you know, I've got my guys, and I do the same thing to an extent, but
yes.
I try to move stuff around a little bit and support everybody as best I can.
I certainly, and that's where, you know, you'll see me not even at my booth more. I'm not working.
Yeah.
I want to keep the relations with the vendors, right? And that's
Yep.
where keeping this industry strong is having that communication.
Yep.
You know? And that's why coming to these events is so strong.
Oh, it's just, and of course, you know, I know in College Station you have a great relationship with your competitors, and even in my town, I don't have the best of relationship, but I've still made a point to go to my competition and just tell them, like, hey, like, we don't have to hate each other.
Right.
You know,
There's ways to work together.
feel free to call. Come stop by and visit if you ever want to.
It's interesting you say that. So, you know, you would think the porcelain companies, you know, we're like pretty combative, but actually, we share a lot of very similar interests. And I try to work with like-minded individuals in my industry, like within the same companies, on different projects. Where, hey, would you like to collaborate? Like a special person on the West Coast that I'd love to work with.
Right.
You know, and things like that. Awesome. You know.
Yeah.
Awesome guys. Great. So
They're good folks, and
great
they do
folks,
good work.
and I think it's very healthy, you know, to have that. You know,
I think everybody's always afraid to do that because that's not what the norm is. Other
Well, look at me
businesses,
like,
other industries don't do that, right? They don't.
No.
You know, Walmart doesn't want to know what Target's got going on. I mean, they do, but they don't want to talk. Or they don't want to collaborate, and it becomes a thing. And you're like, guys, don't make it a thing. You know, I got a buddy of mine who always says, don't put that stuff up on a pedestal.
yeah.
Right? Don't make it so holy that it's untouchable. Like, understand that you can reach up to those things and mess with those things and get them to work for you for the better.
Rather share a beer. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I mean, it's funny because you brought up me and my competitor, and I know you knew I talked to him, but you oversaw a conversation.
Yes. I told you, I said, wow, I knew you told me that you had a good relationship with him, but I didn't know it was that good.
Yeah. I mean, they're really good people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't share prices.
Right.
Does he know your birthday?
No.
Do you get a Christmas card from him?
No.
Do you send them a Christmas card?
No.
Oh.
I don't
So
send
it's
it- I
not,
don't
so
send
it's
anybody
not that
Christmas.
great of a
But no,
you
like-
don't send anybody Christmas.
Did you get the basket?
But I will say, I will say that when we cut stencil for them because they were in a bind, right? So we cut some stencil for them and they were in a bind. They paid for the stencil because I charged them for it. But then they sent me like $100 gift card to a really nice restaurant to say thank you.
Yeah.
See,
On
that's-
top of
that's
it, and it was like they didn't have to do that. I wasn't expecting it. I was just trying. I knew they were in a bind, and I didn't want that family to be left out. And they do good work. We're just different companies.
That's super cool.
So that they didn't. I wasn't going to require any of that, and I might need something at a later date.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like I'm across where my shop is across the road from an SCI cemetery. That the people that work in the office, I've had issues with constantly. The people that work in the cemetery that are actually digging the graves, setting their headstones. Like, I get along with those guys great, and there's been times that they've called me and said, "Hey, we don't know how to set this, or we don't have this tool. Do you have this?" I'm more than willing to step across and help them, just because I know that down the line I'm going to need help with something
That's
too
right.
one day. And it's not to go a tit for tat or keep a ledger of this. That's just how you should be.
100%. That's, again, coming back to, that's why I love coming to these conventions.
Yeah.
It's not only meeting awesome and interesting folks, but learning what, even within my industry, my competitors, we talk. You know what I mean? It's good for business.
Yeah. Y'all know that Austin doesn't pay his bills.
I'm trying.
We're on my way.
I'm on a finance plan now. I'm financing each porcelain.
Roll that trucking and we got a deal.
Right. Yeah, that's whenever you look at the price list from Porcelains Unlimited, it looks different from mine because mine might say like $65 WAC.
That's right. That's fun.
Oh man. No, but I'm real tickled with this. Of course, we're going to do I don't know how quick we'll have this up, but the plan is tonight we're going to do one in the bar. We'll do it live for an hour.
We could do it in the bar, or we could do it at the happy hour.
Well, okay, let's do it. I don't care either way. 6 for one, half a dozen of it.
If we did the happy hour, it might be more controlled than if we go happy hour and then. I'm not saying that there's some historical precedent.
Either way, the point of this, the live one, is going to be to get people to understand the importance of being present.
Yes.
In the after hours things, right? The important part of showing up to mingle and have that camaraderie and fellowship with other folks, other vendors, other retailers, and those kind of things. Those are the ones I always talk about, like the fish. Those are where the fish stories happen, right? Mm-hmm. I once caught a fish this big kind of thing. It's I once installed a monument this way, or Tanner would be like, I once had a picture that I set on the ground and drove over the top of.
He did.
Or whatever the case. But those kind of things, and that those are the ones that create those relationships, but get you to think outside the box and open the doors for other things.
Well, and you find out that we all have the same customers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the other one that we
Like we have a lot of parity here.
Yeah.
You don't think that you're alone in dealing with a lot of these difficult circumstances and situations. There's a lot of people that have experienced things that you have not experienced yet, and it's good to have those people like in your phone whenever you do run into a roadblock. You got somebody you can reach out to. Hey, how did you handle this?
Well, it's funny because being up here, there's a handful of us from the South.
Yep.
Right? It's you, me, Tanner, you're here. We got Jeremiah All Hands is here. The Jeremiah All Hands.
Sainted.
Yes.
Jeremiah
and you've got LC. We saw LC's here.
And
I'm glad to see LC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, tomorrow we're going to walk around to some of the vendors and
Yeah.
we're going to get some little snips from them. But LC's got something pretty cool in the works.
Yeah. So we can't reveal it yet, but
Right.
he's gonna. We'll let him do on that on his own.
Absolutely.
But the with that, we kind of feel like our customers are different from what would be up here, but they're not.
No.
Ours
They just talk different.
Yeah, ours talk a lot slower, and they don't enunciate. However, what we realized is
Tony got me on that at the bar yesterday. Bartender walked up and said, "What would you like?" I said, "I'd like Coors Light." And he said, "Do what?" And Tony said, "You have to enunciate here." Which you understood it. I mean, you're from the South, you get it.
But it's the thing is like they have rednecks up in the north. They're just different.
Mm-hmm.
It's inevitably they probably still have the same families that come in and be like, well, I could do that cheaper myself.
Mm-hmm.
But they just say it in a different tone of voice.
Mm-hmm. But I know there's some out there that they look at the initial cost of this event and they let that be the barrier to whether or not that they decide to go or not. And just to backtrack a little bit, if cost was an issue for you, if you used our code, you could have got half off to come up here.
That's true.
Several took advantage of it, and Thank you for those that listen. Use the code, enter here.
Yep.
Very appreciative of that. But don't.
I missed out on that code, by the way.
Oh.
It didn't apply to
no,
you.
it was just to retailers.
It didn't apply
Yeah.
to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But don't just look at that dollar amount and say that I'm spending this. Look at it as an investment in yourself.
Yep.
You are investing
That's
in
what every show is,
education.
though.
Yes.
It's an investment.
Well, again, I keep going back to the same thing I heard Dave Pace say years ago.
Oh, yes. I
Right,
like
and
this
I've
one.
said this a number of times on the podcast. We've talked about it a lot. Dave always said, I want to walk away from a convention with at least one idea or one thing I can make $10,000 on.
Oh,
Right? But he actively pursues finding that thing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just show up, he actively pursues it.
So-
And so if you've invested, I don't know, what are we going to be? I mean, if you show up, your plane flight may be, let's say it's $500. You're going to maybe, let's say you're all in $2,000, and I think that's a bit much. I don't think it's that much.
I think that covers all the bases.
I think that covers all of it. So as a retailer, you'd be all in $2,000, and you walk away with an idea that makes you $10,000. How do you bat an eye at that? Right? Because that idea that's going to make you $10,000 should make you $10,000 several times over, because you're not going to use that idea once.
that's right.
That idea is going to be used over and over and over again.
So is your idea Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty,
Well,
granite statue. I'm going to put lights on that thing.
In the torch.
Absolutely.
No, just
No,
knock it.
Tenny's
Just
gonna make
just
me a
just knock.
porcelain
Just
plate.
knock.
Wait
Just
till you see what I got for that.
oh, I was going to say just knock out the torch and just go to Walmart and get one of those solar lights and put in her hand.
It looks like a flame already.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got something coming.
I do.
Oh,
What did you set on fire?
It looks like fire.
oh, it looks like
It
fire.
looks like fire.
Does it look
Can't
like
talk about my past.
does it look like a fire department showing up later on?
No, that will be at the School of Hard Rocks.
Oh,
I got about a 4-story bonfire waiting to be lit.
I sure hope there's not a burn ban by then.
I hope. Well, fire department's close by. We'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll call Joey.
Joey.
So, but no, I'm excited. We got a lot more to go on. So we'll kind of wrap all this up a little bit, and
where we at?
I don't even know.
We're 48 in.
Are we?
Yeah, we're
All right.
we're tracking well.
Yeah. Oh, we need to talk about things outside of the industry that we normally talk about because we can and we do what we want.
Again, our soapbox.
Yeah. We don't need to pause 10 seconds for station ID. So with that, today news just came out today. We saw it this morning. Austin, as we are in the Great White North, and oh my gosh, it's the famous Ian. How are you, my friend?
The legend.
My Canadian buddy.
Good, man. Yeah.
How are you?
Go get up, please. I don't want
Do you need headphones?
No, he can hop in.
Yeah.
to see you too. I'm Ian.
Austin.
Austin.
Pleasure
It's
to meet you.
Ian, join us.
past president of MBNA.
Oh,
That was eons ago.
Yeah.
What was that? It's like
2013.
2030. Yeah, I mean, like, I've slept a lot since then.
Last time I was here was COVID.
Yes.
I think we all
That
got
may be the
COVID.
last time I saw you.
We all got COVID from that one.
I didn't.
So,
Was this a super spreader event?
yeah, it
I
was.
think I brought it too.
Apparently, 'cause
Hey,
everybody was being called after it was over.
Yeah.
Are you okay? It's not
Yeah. I got home and my dad was like, "Was anybody sick around you?" And I go, "I don't know why. What are you talking about?" And so then the world shuts down 2 weeks later. I'm like, "Oh crap!"
Tanner's fault.
The very next weekend, I drove down to Niagara Falls
Yeah.
with my wife. Place was deserted.
Oh wow.
Deserted. Except for a bunch of Chinese tourists who were stranded.
Oh, they brought it. It was them.
Then a
The
week after
bus from
that,
Wuhan.
week after that, had a huge party because it was my birthday. My wife planned this big 50th birthday. She flew my son in from Calgary because he was living out there for a while. Stayed for a week. He goes back. He gets delayed in Toronto for like, I don't know, 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
He gets home. Next day, sick as a dog, sick for 2 weeks. He's like, Dad, never felt any pain like this in my life. It was the worst thing ever. It's incredible.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine. But we didn't get sick.
As far as I know, I never got it. As far like my wife got it after being vaccinated and all that, and I went home and I slept in the same bed. Never got it. Not a thing.
You know how I found out I had it? She was cooking bacon in the morning.
And you couldn't taste it.
Couldn't smell it.
Couldn't smell it.
I came no, straight
That
up.
has got to be the
I
worst.
walked
Yeah, that's the worst thing
my
ever.
God.
I walked out and I sounded like something's wrong. And I went straight to the garlic powder and took the biggest whiff of garlic powder in my nose.
Nothing.
Still didn't smell.
Whoa.
Oh,
The best story I've heard on that is how Sauce found out how he had it.
I don't know this one.
He was riding in a vehicle, and somebody ripped a nasty one inside that vehicle, and everybody was about gagging, and he's like, "What's going on, guys?"
I could just see that.
That's pretty funny.
Oh man. So are you walking around today gloating?
No.
No.
Oh, you guys got overtime, huh?
Huh?
You guys got overtime.
Yeah.
So.
I just figured that might be the case.
No. I'm not American. I don't go around shoving in people's faces.
No, but seriously.
Did you guys see?
Give me a mic.
Did you guys see what
Hit the button.
what the players were saying? The American players were saying, like before the game.
No.
No.
They were all on this anti-Canadian bandwagon.
Really?
Oh.
We're gonna kick your ass and da da da. Da. Okay, we'll see. You know? The only thing I saw in that tournament was two very equal teams.
Yeah.
That
It-
was,
it- it was a
so
slug- it was a slugfest.
We checked the money line here before the game, and it was dead even.
Dead even.
Yeah, right.
So
Not even worth a bet.
yeah, but it was fun.
Not even worth a bet.
Shut up.
Oh, did you?
Maybe, but I don't know. And the funny thing is, I don't know anything about the sport, so it was just kind of just have fun.
They don't
Yeah.
have, they don't have
So-
hockey in Texas?
I'm sure they do.
Oh yeah, Dallas Stars.
Okay, something in Dallas. So then, no, I have no idea about any of
They
it.
got a farm team too
Okay,
for
for
one other NHL team. I don't remember.
Oh.
Which one.
yeah, I have no idea. I don't keep track of it because it's not.
All I know is
Houston-based.
it's baseball season right now. Rangers are in spring training, bottom of the first. There's one man on, no balls.
Well, that's
no
what I was
strikes.
getting at a second ago. Is that when Ian walked up, news broke today, and since we're up in the Great White North, the Yankees
Oh,
can now have beards.
they can now have
They
facial.
can now
it has
have
to, it has,
trimmed
it
facial
has
hair.
to be kept.
Yep.
Is Steinbrenner dead or something?
No.
Well, George
No.
died.
Yeah,
a few years
George
ago.
died a while.
Oh, did he? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know.
Ooh,
But
talk,
this is
talk about a guy that died at the right time.
No kidding.
Because, like, whenever George Steinbrenner passed away,
Threw shit into the place. And
yeah, no, whenever he passed away, that's whenever Bush nixed the inheritance tax. So whenever his family got to take the controlling interest of the Yankees, they paid no tax on that whatsoever.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Beautiful gift.
Oh, absolutely. But
Now-
that's also going to work well for your presentation tomorrow
we
because
talked about this. We talked about this
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Now that the Yankees are allowing their players to have beards, this goes to show that even the most stubborn of organizations know how to change whenever it's needed to improve. So that means
Not necessarily whenever it's needed. But
yeah. No, understand, yes, because they were having a problem with players. They actually lost a player or whatever this year from that or whatever.
Guys were not happy about having to shave beards.
A guy they brought him on. He was forced to shave his beard, and then he was gone by the end of the week. And he had a long, luscious beard, right?
Luscious.
When you look at this, you go, Ian, you could quit doing the double outline panels every time, okay? Understand there's other ways to skin that cat. You don't have to do that. If the Yankees can change on that, then you can change on your design styles, okay?
Is that a shameless nudge?
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we are American, aren't we?
Okay.
So
So where in Canada are you from?
Montreal.
Montreal. Okay.
Hey, did
Je ne parle pas français bien.
What is it? The 39th
That's not
parallel? What's the parallel number? 39th parallel for the U.S. top quarter?
are you talking about Korea?
No. 75% of Canadians live below North Dakota border, or the border.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that.
Yeah, it gets cold when you get up north.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's cold here.
The farthest north,
Freaking nuts.
the farthest north I've been though in Canada is Edmonton.
Yeah, that's cold.
I went up to
All
see
year
our friend up there, and when we had
Which friend?
AICA.
Maybe I know.
Is that Banff?
Yeah,
area?
we were up we were at AICA in Banff,
Yeah.
All right.
and I don't remember if you were there or not.
No.
But that was when the hurricane hit Houston,
Right.
and all flights shut down. Couldn't get back to Houston. So we're like, what do we do? We're stuck. Can't get home. So Emily and I drove up to Edmonton to see the Reeses, and kind of hung around or whatever, and turned around, came back, got a flight into Dallas.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the farthest north I've been. Apparently, that is the Houston of Canada, because it's a very much an oil city.
Yeah.
So
Is this your first show in a while, Ian?
No, I was in Memphis.
Yeah, I was in Memphis.
I was there.
Was that 2 years ago?
Memphis
Yes.
was 2 years ago.
Good question. Where do you see?
You didn't go, did you?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your take on this show compared to other industry shows?
They're trying. They're trying.
This?
Yeah.
Here it's trying?
Yeah. I mean, I think that Mid-Atlantic has a lot more success.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Oh, that's a great show. Always has been.
I've still never been to that one.
Me either.
You both should. And we should do
They don't ever invite me.
You guys have a place in my booth. We're
Tony
live the whole
Watson, I only
time.
come by invitation.
Absolutely. No, I've never been out there. I've wanted to go out to that one. The reason I don't remember why I didn't go last time. I think we had stuff going on, is why I didn't show up the last time they had it out there.
Yeah.
But
Next year.
well,
February? Usually February.
oh,
usually
that's
around
why.
February.
That's why. It's always freaking cold.
Oh,
No.
And here
no,
it
this
may be
is
freaking cold, but I don't have to leave the building.
that's true.
There's 6 feet
I
of snow
haven't put
outside
on,
here.
That's fine. I haven't put on a jacket my entire time here.
Okay, sorry. You're staying here.
Yeah. I haven't left the building.
How many
great.
days out of the year do you dedicate to going to conventions?
Oh, man. Too many. I miss my kids too much, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm doing this to keep business afloat, but most importantly, you got to support a family, support everything. But, I'd say 40% of my time is away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not including voting, right?
Boating takes a back seat. Boating's with the family.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Boating's with the family. And the whole purpose is to do all this for my family, right? And the traveling aspect does get a little tiresome, actually, sometimes. And last night, planes getting off a runway.
Oh, that was you.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
way.
Joe told us about that a second
Man,
ago.
I'm going to tell you, that made me think of why I'm doing this. Like, what in the... Like,
Whoa.
I'm coming here to
Where did you
to
land?
Syracuse.
Was it Delta?
Yeah.
Oh, United.
Oh, now it's a United flight causing trouble. See, we hadn't had
that
United
scared
yet.
That scared...
Well, there's another one in Arizona that crashed.
I was
Yeah.
there. I was in Arizona
Were we
yesterday.
the only
For the
ones
mid-flight,
on
the two
flights that
airplanes?
were watching
Yeah,
plane crash
yeah.
videos?
I landed
I know
there
on our
Wednesday.
flight we were.
I flew to Phoenix yesterday.
There's a part of me that thinks where people looking in the seat crack, up at us, like Tony and I, our Instagram reels here lately have been like 75% aviation accidents. And so we're sitting there like on the plane like, hey, look at this one.
I'm sitting there watching on Apple TV Plane, the Gerald Butler plane crash movie and stuff, while I'm on the plane.
Can I just say one thing, though? They're all American planes.
The one of them crashed in your country.
Yeah.
Hey, let's look at the
Delta.
Well, we also saw that deal that said, one of the only airlines that has not had an incident is Spirit.
This is true.
So,
Really?
yes. But no,
I don't believe that.
I sent you a reel this morning that said that a Spirit airline had to divert or land or something like that because somebody shot at it.
Oh, that was the one that went into Jamaica or Haiti. They went into Haiti this is like 6 months ago.
Oh, not like I told you yesterday. I guess Spirit's record is good as far as like any sort of incidents involving, any in the air issues. But there has been a lot of incidents inside the planes.
Yeah.
But look,
that's
to be
not being
fair,
reported.
to be fair, they use those high-vis color airplanes, right? It's just like whenever you throw clay trap.
Let's hope not. Ooh. Yeah, but that whole plane thing last night was crazy.
Where's Batura?
We stole their spot.
Yeah.
They're sponsoring this podcast.
They graciously allowed for us.
They don't know that they're sponsoring it, but they did allow us to take it. So
Mark Gerardi, we should get him on.
They've been very good. So,
no, I see him lingering around back there.
So where are they selling the beer?
The bar. We had to go to the
You got to
bar.
walk across.
Yep.
Is that all they've got?
Oh,
No.
they got lots of.
That's just.
Hey, tell me this since you are Canadian, I've seen that Canadian beer here, Blue Light. Do you drink that?
No.
I've been wanting to try it. I've never tried a Canadian beer.
That's worse than that.
Ooh, gosh.
How funny is this?
I can't see it.
United Airlines just sent me
They want to know how you did.
how
they did. Did you have to deplane
Well, we didn't
on the runway?
No, they actually made us sit for about an hour before we got back to unload. Because
Oh,
they
no.
wanted to bring us back.
Gosh.
Yeah, dude, I had a rough day yesterday.
Oh, that sucks.
So you actually skidded off the runway and
It didn't go off the runway.
Okay.
But we came in sideways, and they're like, "Well, we're going to sit right here. We're going to wait for people to come out."
But
it
did you also skid your shorts?
No, man. I was sitting here like, "Oh, we got a free ride, like a circus." You know what I mean? Like the guy next to me, and the people were kind of upset. I'm just like, "Well, if it's my time, it's time to go."
Nothing you can do.
Whatever you do, hit it hard.
You know?
I don't want to feel it.
But it was just like
they offer you anything?
No.
Oh, come on.
No, it was like, hurry up
Cup
and get
of
off the
coffee.
plane. No, here's what's interesting. So I went from Phoenix to D.C., sat in D.C., then we got delayed in D.C., sat on the tarmac for about an hour and a half because we had a maintenance issue. We pushed back, had to come back in for a maintenance issue.
Oh, no.
Oh, it gets better.
There's something broken on the plane.
Oh, something broke. So then I'm on.
They didn't put the chains on the tires.
Apparently the brakes.
Yeah, so right. So I watched another movie, So while we're sitting there, anyway, I got my iPad there, and we take off after being delayed there, and it's bumpy. It was a snowstorm. We came in last night.
Yeah.
And I came in, we're coming down, and I see just white runway, white, everything's white. I'm just like, here we go.
This is it.
This is it. And hey, the pilot did the best he could.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of wind shear. Plane was doing this whole thing, and I was just like, wow, I know how to drift a car, but I've never drifted a plane. But we made it, and thank God. Hey, we're 6 feet above. It's a good day. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating, all of our, time that we have together here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good show. And like you said, I think this group has they're getting it on.
Yeah.
They're learning a lot. I think these other shows are going to have a run for their money if they figure it out. You know what I mean?
I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised tomorrow. There's going to be a lot more people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a really big day pass place.
Yeah.
A show. It's mostly day pass.
Are you going to show up for Tony's presentation tomorrow?
Yeah, that's why I'm here today.
Oh.
He only got a day pass for today.
Can you hold the
I registered for the whole thing only because he was presenter.
Oh, there you go.
Will you hold the applause sign?
Oh man.
It'll be 2 Canadian beavers smacking tails.
2 Canadian beavers.
Oh man.
Is that a Canadian thing?
Beavers? They have them all around the world, but they just happen to be our national animal or whatever.
Oh, you're serious? That's your
Yeah,
mascot?
yeah.
that and maple syrup?
Okay.
You guys think it's moose, but it's not.
The maple
It's
syrup
actually-
cartel.
Yeah.
It's actually the beaver.
I had a wild encounter with a moose one time.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen a lot of people just.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not that dumb. I'm not. No.
Well, it's like the people in the national parks that they see buffalo.
Let's go pet
And
it.
yeah, let's go pet a buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
Let's pet a wild animal that doesn't interact with human beings.
They should have- yeah.
Darwinism.
They should have a page for Darwinism.
Yes.
But they do, don't they?
I hope so.
Well, they do have an
Yeah,
award.
Yes. They do.
Darwin awards.
Yeah. There's a whole award system set up on this. So,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
What boggles my mind is that award system's been around for a while. Nobody's learned.
No, I think my favorite one of those is the guys who were they shocked themselves. They hit a power line with a ladder, right? And it wasn't those guys that
Just
got
for
the
the fun
award.
of it?
Somebody went and tried to figure out how they did it, and did the same thing to themselves, killing themselves trying to reenact what had happened.
You can't even make that up. Yeah.
Can I ask which country this happened in? Which
Can-
state
can-
was it? Florida?
Canada.
Was it Florida?
It's Florida. I have no idea.
Have you guys know about Florida Man,
it was
right?
probably in
Yes.
Montreal.
Please tell me you guys follow
Yeah.
Florida Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone's listening, go to any of the Facebook pages or Instagram, follow Florida Man. You'll be entertained.
This is Tanner's Other Side project.
It's his alter ego.
Yeah.
So on that note, I think we can wrap this up and head on over. We're about hour and a half from happy hour, and we'll do our thing.
Get set up for our next.
Yep.
Look forward to
So-
seeing you tomorrow, buddy.
Look forward to seeing you. It's so good to see you again, man.
Yeah.
So
He
we'll
looks
catch
good.
up here shortly.
Sorry.
You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
feel okay.
I would say he looks better than he could.
I don't know. I couldn't get a haircut scheduled in time.
I've got a pocket knife.
At least
Wait,
you still
fix it.
have hair. Mine's falling out.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's like on that note, play the rollout music.
Great to be with everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Awesome.